So, what is going on with cyber liability insurance? Here's a really good article about cyber insurance policies and pricing and what's happened in the near term. It's gone up over a third just this year. And here's the reason why. When cyber liability policies first came out just a few years ago, it was a new type of insurance that insurance companies really had no experience with. This type of loss didn't occur, didn't exist 5, 6 years ago. Yeah, there were different types of cyber coverage or tech coverage, but it didn't cover the types of claims and losses that are existing now. Ransomware, different types of digital losses. So they didn't know how to price it. Now that there's more claims, the pricing is being matched more closely to the market and the risk factors. So what do you do if you're a business that needs cyber liability insurance? Because in addition to the pricing, there's also more requirements on the policies, meaning that you have to have coverage on systems and processes. You have to have certain procedures in place. It's not that you should avoid having cyber liability insurance. What you should do is match it with the best scenario for your company. Start with a basic policy, because as you go up in coverage, some of the additional coverages are for very rare events, very unusual things. We recommend starting out with a policy that matches the true needs of your company. More importantly, put in place proper protection for your company to begin with. Just like with fire insurance, right? Your insurer for your fire on your commercial building wouldn't allow you to have a policy unless you have sprinkler systems and emergency exits and proper procedures for handling, hazardous materials, whole 9 yards. Same thing with cyber. The cyber policy is not designed to make you whole after a loss that was avoidable. It's designed to be the last resort after you've done everything you can to prevent the loss. That way, the policy itself is a risk coverage, not a risk prevention. The risk prevention should come from your business policies and operations. There's a lot of exclusions on these policies, a lot of exceptions. One of them is an act of war in most policies. If cyber events happen because of a war between two countries, you're not going to be covered. Well, who says what a war is now? They could claim that this is just a diplomatic attack from another country. So select and price your cyber liability policy accordingly. Look at the different coverages. These are not cookie cutter policies. Every company is writing this from scratch. It's not like an auto policy or homeowner's policy, which is going to be the same mostly from one company to another. These are being evolved on the fly. And the reason why is because the impact on insurance buyers is stark. The importance of being prepared is the big deal, right? The spike in ransomware attacks has led some insurance, if they should pull out of the market. There's some insurance companies that say, we don't want to have anything to do with this because we don't know what the total loss liability could be, right? Claims are up, capacity is down, and underwriting profitability is under pressure. What does that mean? Underwriting profitability is the insurance company making money on this? And it's not that they have to make a fortune. They just have to at least pay back what they took in claims or in premiums. And if they're writing more policies than they can cover, then it's not really an insurance policy. Cyber insurance is not that silver bullet that people were hoping for. That's the key right there. It's not going to solve the problem of you having a sloppy technical operation in your company, leaving passwords taped to your desk, having employees email sensitive information, having your servers unprotected by a firewall. It's going to be the thing that covers some of your losses if something does happen. The way that we look at going into it is there's going to be some things that are going to be excluded no matter what, just like any policy. So look at it like a additional resource that can help you maybe get back in business after a loss. AXA is a big company. Right now, they're not writing any policies in France. Concerns, trouble hits contribute to explosion in cybercrime. Even that company was a subject of ransom demand. So Cyber liability is a good thing to have for coverage. Don't think about the policy as the be all end all of your cyber layers of protection. Make sure your company's in line to begin with. Maybe you have a technical expert do some things. Look, your broker is probably going to help suggest or even require some things you have to do for protection before they even write the policy. So use that as an opportunity to protect yourself. In reality, the suggestions you get and the preemptive measures you take is probably going to be more valuable than the cyber policy to begin with.